Mark Antony. Was he a tragic lover undone by passion, or a brilliant general betrayed by circumstance? For centuries, his name has evoked images of opulence, betrayal, and heartbreak, thanks in no small part to Shakespeare's immortal words. But strip away the myths, the legends, and the propaganda, and who's the real Mark Antony? Today, we're diving deep into the life of one of history's most misunderstood figures. From battlefield triumphs to political intrigues, from Cleopatra's embrace to Octavian's smear campaigns, we'll separate fact from fiction and uncover the man behind the legend, the man behind the myth, early life and rise to power. To understand Mark Antony, we must first look at his origins. Born in 83 BCE into a prominent but financially strained Roman family, Marcus Antonius grew up surrounded by politics and power struggles. His early years were marked by recklessness. He ran with street gangs, accumulated debts, and earned a reputation as a troublemaker. Yet beneath this wild exterior lay a sharp mind and natural charisma that would serve him well later in life. Antony's fortunes changed when he aligned himself with Julius Caesar, one of Rome's greatest leaders. As Caesar's trusted lieutenant, Antony proved himself on the battlefield, playing a key role in campaigns like the Gallic Wars. By 44 BCE, he had risen to become Caesar's right-hand man, even serving as co-consul. When Caesar was assassinated on the Ides of March, Antony delivered a fiery funeral oration that turned public opinion against conspirators, a moment immortalized by Shakespeare. Yet here lies our first myth, the idea that Antony was merely Caesar's sidekick. In reality, he was an ambitious and capable leader in his own right, whose military prowess and political savvy made him indispensable to Caesar's vision for Rome. Myth number 1. Antony as the weak-willed lover. Fast forward to the post-Caesar era, and Antony's name becomes inseparable from Cleopatra VII, the Queen of Egypt. Their relationship has been romanticized endlessly, often portrayed as a love, so consuming it blinded him to duty and reason. While there's no denying their bond was intense, reducing it to mere romance overlooks its political dimensions. Cleopatra wasn't just a seductive queen. She was a shrewd ruler seeking to protect her kingdom. Similarly, Antony wasn't just a lovesick fool. He saw in Cleopatra an opportunity to consolidate power in the East and challenge Octavian's dominance in Rome. Together, they envisioned a new Greco-Roman order, one that blended Eastern wealth and culture with Western ambition. This brings us to another myth, that Antony abandoned Rome for Cleopatra. In truth, his alliance with her was strategic, not sentimental. Unfortunately, this nuance was lost in the propaganda war waged by Octavian, who painted Antony as a traitor enslaved by an exotic temptress. These accusations stuck, shaping how future generations viewed him. Myth number 2, Antony as a military failure. Another common misconception is that Antony was a poor strategist whose defeat at Actium proved his incompetence. While it's true that he lost a battle, this narrative ignores his earlier successes. Before Actium, Antony commanded some of Rome's most formidable armies, securing victories in Gaul, Macedonia, and beyond. Even during the ill-fated campaign against Octavian, his forces initially held the upper hand. So why did he lose? Part of the answer lies in logistics and timing. Disease ravaged his troops, supplies dwindled, and morale faltered after Cleopatra's mid-battle retreat, a move that remains controversial to this day. Additionally, Octavian's brilliant admiral, Agrippa, outmaneuvered Antony's larger but less agile fleet. Rather than viewing Actium as proof of Antony's failure, it's more accurate to see it as a clash between two vastly different visions for Rome's future. Octavian represented stability and unity under Roman rule, while Antony championed a bold, multicultural empire. History may have favored Octavian, but Antony's dream was far from foolish. It simply came too soon. Shakespeare's influence, cementing the legend. Much of what we know about Antony comes from William Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra, written over 1,600 years after his death. The play immortalized Antony as a tragic hero torn between love and duty. While beautifully written, Shakespeare's portrayal reinforced many of the myths perpetuated by ancient sources like Plutarch and Cassius Dio. For example, Shakespeare emphasizes Antony's supposed weakness for Cleopatra, portraying him as a man consumed by passion. This image has endured in art, literature, and film, overshadowing the complexities of his character. It's worth asking, would Antony be remembered differently if Shakespeare had chosen to highlight his military genius or political ambitions instead? When we strip away the myths, what emerges is a portrait of a deeply human figure. Flawed yet fascinating, Antony was neither the perfect hero nor the ultimate villain. He was a man driven by ambition, loyalty, and a desire to leave a lasting legacy. His strengths were undeniable: courage on the battlefield, charisma and leadership, and a willingness to challenge convention. Yet his weaknesses, impulsiveness, pride, and perhaps misplaced trust, ultimately led to his downfall. What makes Antony compelling isn't just his rise and fall, but the questions his life raises. How much control do individuals have over their destinies? Can personal relationships coexist with political ambitions? And how does history judge those who dare defy tradition? Mark Antony's story reminds us that history is rarely black and white. It's shaped by biases, agendas, and the stories we choose to tell. By examining the myths surrounding Antony, we learn not only about him, but also about ourselves. Our tendency to simplify complex lives into neat narratives, our fascination with love and power, and our longing for heroes and villains. As you reflect on Antony's legacy, consider this. How will your story be told? Will it be defined by others' perceptions, or will you take charge of your narrative? Like Antony, we all face moments that test our courage, our values, and our dreams. And like him, we have the power to shape our place in history, if only we dare to try. Subscribe and welcome to the Empire.